And here it is, Warlord Games Black Seas Frigates and Brigs Flotilla, a great addition to your Black Seas fleet. I'm going to turn this around. So in this box you're going to get 2 frigates, 4 plastic brigs, an assembly guide for each type of ship, full color flags for British, French, Spanish, and the US. You got your sail sheets, rigging thread, printed acetate rat lines, 6 ship cards, and wake sheets. So quite a lot of stuff in this little box. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside. First off, you have your frigate and brig build guide. This shows you how to assemble all of the components for each ship. As you can see with the masts and all that fun stuff. This is the brig side, which is the smaller ship in the set. Alright. Before I move on, I just want to thank Marilla for packing this wonderful kit. So thank you, Marilla. Alright, next up you have a baggie that has a number of items in here. The ship cards, the wake markers, the wound tracker, the flags, as well as the sails. And we'll go ahead and take a closer look at this in a little bit. Next up is your bobbin of thread for the rigging. Now, this thread will make it a little bit more complicated to put the ships together, but results in a wonderful looking model. And I think there are 2 point of views on this. A lot of folks are scared off by the rigging on these ships, but the guide in the core rulebook is pretty clear on how to do it if you take it slowly and step by step. But the other side of the coin is whether or not it's necessary to put the rigging onto the ships, onto the models. It does make the models look more accurate and beautiful. But this is a war game, and if this is stopping you from getting into it, you can probably forego putting the rigging on there. However, it just will not look as fantastic when it is rigged up. So there you go, bobbin of thread. Next up are 2 sprues that will assemble your 2 frigates. So there's a frigate on each sprue. We'll go ahead and take a closer look at the sprue itself. Deck, hull, all your masts. You even get lifeboats that you can assemble onto the deck of your frigate here. Alright. Lastly, you have your 2 sprues that will assemble 4 brigs. I'm going to go ahead and bring one up. So again, you have your deck, hulls, masts, you even get anchors. Doesn't look to be very complicated to put together. But as you can see, the detail on the hull itself, are the cannons, and the deck, and then your masts. Let me bring back the frigate sprue so we can take a closer look at that. Deck with some cannons on deck, and then obviously your hull that has more cannons. And very well detailed. Very well detailed. Alright. Okay, first up, we have the brig card. And it's kind of strange because there's actually 6 cards for the brigs, even though you only have 4 brigs in the set. I'm just going to bring this up. So here is a total of hit points, I guess, that the ship has. You would put your your wound tracking markers up here and down here. You can see 4 cannon, small size. There's your point cost. I'm not familiar with the game just yet, so bear with me as I'm probably mistakenly referring to certain things here. I'm not quite sure what these 2 markers are, but each side is the same. Alright. So, next up you do get 2 frigate cards. 5th rate frigate. So, about 30, I guess, hit points, medium size. That's for your weight marker, by the way. 36 cost here. And then you have several different cannon sizes on your frigate. Also good representation of the deck where you can put your lifeboats on if you so choose to include that. It's the same on each side. Alright. So you get 2 cards with the small wave markers and the wound trackers. I'm going to bring one up here. So based on the speed of your sails, they'll just basically show how fast you're moving on the water. And again, it's the same on each side. And then you get 2 wound trackers for each of the brigs. Okay. Next up, you do get 2 cards for the frigates, the wave markers for the frigates. Close, so medium, and then the speed, and then 2 wound trackers for each frigate. So again, 2 of those, and then 2 of these. All right. Next up is your acetate rat lines. So you'd cut these out and apply them to the sides of the sails on your ship. Alright, now some of the fun stuff here. I'm going to try to organize it better. So you have a bunch of flags that you can use. And again, these are generic frigates and brigs. So whatever nation you choose to play in Black Seas, you have more than enough flags to use. So, alright, first up is the American flags. It's 2-sided. Let's see, it was folded up. So you have flags for 3rd rate, frigate, and brig. Legend notes that the red and white stripe are for merchants and the black and yellow for privateers. Next up is the French. So they have flags for the 1st rate, frigates, 3rd rate, and brigs. And you do have flags with the skull and crossbone. It's kind of neat. Yeah, so merchant flags right here. And then obviously privateer flags. That's kind of cool. Next up is the Spanish. 1st rate, frigate, 3rd rate, and brig. And again, privateer flags and then merchant flags. And lastly, we have the British, the Royal Navy. So merchant flags are the ones with the red and the Union Jack in the corner, and obviously skull and crossbones are privateers. 1st rate flag, frigate, 3rd rate, and brig. All right. Lastly, you have your sail sheets. There's 2 of them. Turn these around. So, they're both for frigates and for brigs. This is just the light colored one, and then a darker colored one. Bring this up. These are kind of like a thin cardboard. You just pop them off, and then you glue them onto the masts. Alright. The lighter colored sails. Alright, so I'm going to assemble a couple of these and we'll take a closer look at that. Alright, here it is. I've assembled a frigate and a brig from the set. We'll go ahead and take a closer look at the frigate. Obviously, did not have the time to put the sails or the rigging or anything like that up, but the ship itself is quite beautiful once assembled. I chose this figurehead right here. It's pretty cool. And I can't wait to make an attempt at completing the rigging. So once I actually do that, I'll probably do a follow-up video to show you guys how I've assembled it. So, alright, and I did end up putting a couple lifeboats on here. I glued it on too soon because really there were 4 lifeboats that I could have assembled and put in this area here, but I was only able to put 2, a larger one and a smaller one within that larger lifeboat. Alright, let's take a look at the brig. This one was a lot easier to assemble, less parts. Have to clean this up right here. Definitely a beautiful ship as well. And again, once I have the rigging and the sails installed on this, I'll do a follow-up video so you guys can see what it looks like. So there you have it, the frigate, a frigate and a brig assembled. And there you have it, Warlord Games Black Seas Frigates and Brigs Flotilla. You get 2 frigates and 4 brigs, and based on the flags that you use that are included in the set, you can make them French, Spanish, Royal Navy, or Americans, US. So the fantastic thing about this is that they are generic ships and are usable on each of those factions. So anyway, if you like this video, go ahead and click like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Click the bell notification icon to get notified of new Black Seas unboxings coming out of the channel. And then click the link in the description below to join our Discord. That is the best way for me to communicate with you guys on a more personal level. And we can chit-chat about anything, including historical wargaming. So, alright, that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more unboxing videos for more Gaming Noob Historical.